Alright, in this video we are going to see how to create this effect using HTML and CSS3. Now we need two files. The first one is index.html and the second one is style.css. Let me create those. I'll leave the source code link in the description in case we got stuck somewhere. You can just copy paste it. I'm going to create this as index2.html and a sheet. Control N, Control S, style2.css. Now it's very straightforward. We just need one container. The container should have this fan inside it. And then let me show you how does it looks without CSS. It would be a blank page. I forgot to unlink it. That's the reason we could see the design. Let me unlink the previous CSS and link our created file, which is style2.css, and refresh it. So this is how it looks. Now for all element, I'm going to remove the padding 0 and margin 0 and box sizing border box. Then call the body and give the width as 100 vertical width, viewport width, and height as 100 viewport height. Viewport is simply the browser screen, and I want background to be of somewhat blackish, and whatever is there inside the container I want it to be at the center. So display flex, align items center, justify content center, refresh it. Now let's call the container. Let's give the width of 300 pixel. Let's give the height of 300 pixel. Let's give the background color as somewhat grayish. Let us be red, and I want it to be of rounded, so border radius 50%. Cool. Now what we need to do is we need to create a shadow. Let me create a shadow for this. So to create shadow we would be using box shadow, or 25 pixel top and bottom, 25 pixel left and right, 25 pixel blur, and the color black. And again create it one more time, this time 70. Cool. Now I'm going to make this as of background color, and if you want you can have the border 5 pixel solid white just to see that there is a border. So I'll make this hash 222. Cool. Now I want to create an inner circle. You can see we have an inner circle and it has some shadow effect. So for that, call the container, use the pseudo element colon before, and whenever we write pseudo element, the content is must, the content attribute is must, or else it won't take. So to be at the center, we have to make this position absolute, top 50%, left 50%, and let's make this position relative. So whenever you use position relative, the parent should have position relative. That's the reason. Then we can have a width of 200 pixel, height of 200 pixel, background just to see whether it's actually working, red, refresh it. Now to be at exactly the center I will be using transform translate minus 50% x-axis, minus 50% y-axis, and again to make this circle, border radius 50%. Cool. Now let's make this color transparent, and border 2 pixel dashed white. Now to have box shadow, we'll use inset top bottom 25 pixel, left right 25 pixel, and blurriness 10 pixel and the color black. Copy it one more time and one more time, refresh it. Now you get it to the inspect and you adjust it accordingly. It says fan with class before, sorry, the pseudo element before. Now this is the second one, top, bottom, left, right. So I'll use C left and reduce the blurriness. Cool. Now finally this one. Now we got it somewhat. Replace all. Now we just have to adjust the opacity, something this way. Alt Z. Cool, we got it. I leave this to you because it's going to be time consuming. Again, copy the same thing, paste it again, make this after, and instead of 200 pixel, let's make this 75 and 75. Refresh it. You got it. Again, I'm leaving this to you. Play with the inset values. Now it's better to remove it because I have shown you how to make this. Or copy paste it from the previous one. L2.css. It's box shadow. So this is before and this is after. Refresh it. This is how it looks. We can dim this as we have as I have already shown you how to make this transparent. Cool. Copy it and paste it for the after as well. Refresh it. Now it's time for the span tag. We have container, inside that we have span tag. Let's give the width. Before that, let's give display block width of 50%, height 100%, background of white. Let's see how does it looks. Now what we need to do is we have to position it at the center. So position absolute top 50%, and of course left of 50%. Now get the container and have overflow hidden. Now use the pseudo element for this span tag, colon after content is must. Then what we need to do is again give the width and height. Let me copy paste this. Top left, width and height. To use top left we need position, and let's make this background red just to identify it's a pseudo element. After position absolute, width, height, let's check where it is. So if you see it's over here, we have to make this top 0 and left 0. So let's make this 0 and 0, and let's make the width of 100%, and let's rotate this. Transform, rotate 35 degree, and to rotate it I don't want it to center rotate it, I want it to rotate from the transform origin on top and left. Let's use this on pseudo element, not on parent. Cool, now we got this. So we have to make this overflow hidden for the span tag. Overflow hidden. Now we have to make this white as transparent, and now we have to make this filter blur of 30 pixel. Cool, you got it. Now we just have to rotate this span. So animation, my move to as linear infinite. So animation name, animation duration, animation timing function, and animation iteration count. So it's a shorthand property. At the rate keyframes, I identifier on 0th time frame what should happen, and on 100th time frame what should happen. On 0th time frame it should rotate it should transform and rotate to 0 degree, and on ending it should end on 360 degree. So now if you refresh again, where you have given the animation, you have to make this transform origin top. That's how it looks, and then left. Cool. Now seems like there is problem with the blur. Just increase the blur as 80 and 40. I'll leave this to you, you can play with it. 60, 20, 10. Cool. You can make this transparent as well in case if you want to. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for listening.